Hello, Slate. This is Roll 6, Webster portion of the Charles Collingwood Special. Slating interviewed Colonel John Hayes, Hayes. Describe for us a typical ARVN soldier. What is he like?
He's a strong, fierce little fighter. He's when well led and trained, he's just as good or effective as our American soldiers out here. He's not as large a man, but he's strong because he's just a native of this. He's a native of this area, and he understands how to operate in this setting.
Cut just a moment, Joe, would you? Why don't we try that again?
Rolling.
What is the typical average ARVN soldier like?
Well, he's about the same age as our soldiers, somewhere between 18 and 24, unmarried. He has same hopes for the future in his life that most of our GIs do. They hope for some type of a future here in South Vietnam after the war, out of the Army. They're strong when well led and trained. They're a real effective soldier.
A young American who gets drafted will serve 2 or perhaps 3 years in the Army. Over here, the war has been going on for decades. What would a young ARVN soldier here have to look forward to?
On the average, I'd say anywhere from 4 to 6 years, or even longer. They have a draft system, but it really doesn't apply in terms of years. They may keep an individual for a long period of time.
All right, sorry.
Rolling.
When an American gets drafted, he'll serve either 2 or 3 years in the Army. He comes over here, he knows he's going to serve just 1 year in Vietnam. Excuse me, let me do that again. When a young American gets drafted, he serves either 2 or 3 years in the armed forces. He comes to Vietnam, he knows he's going to be here only 1 year. Is it a problem to a young Vietnamese soldier that he knows this war has gone on for years and perhaps there's little hope of getting out in the foreseeable future? Is that a problem?
I don't know that it's a problem, Don. I think, though, that as far as a term of service, although they say there's an obligated term of service for a Vietnamese draftee, it's really not something solid that he can hang on to. He doesn't really know when he's going to leave the military service. This war continues for an indefinite period. As many of the men serving today know, they may have to stay on 4, 6, or as long as there's a war period.
We will have to live. Okay, ready when you are.
Ready.
Take 2, Colonel Hayes. A young American who gets drafted serves 2 or perhaps 3 years in the armed forces. He comes here and he knows he's going to be here only 1 year. Is it a problem that to a young Vietnamese soldier, he may be in indefinitely the war?